Welcome to Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. Be sure to watch the entire video. That's all I ask you. I don't ask you anything else. Just watch the entire video. From bad credit to perfect credit, can it be done? Answer is yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making video, right? Listen to any black comedian and they'll joke about black people having bad credit and white people having good credit. To the point that they have to trick family members into co-signing to get their lights turned on. While the jokes are funny, it highlights a real-world thing, as comedy usually does. Poor people have a poor understanding of credit. Boom, okay, lesson is over. I'm joking. But it's no joke. Poor people have a poor understanding of credit. And a lot of other people who don't have credit, who've heard a couple of preppers talk, they also don't have an understanding of credit. Because it's not that big of a deal, okay, folks? It's not that big of a deal. And what's really laughable is how simple credit actually is, and to top it all off, how much it affects you. So it's super duper simple, but it really affects you. Financial advisors will tell you how perfect you have to be to get a perfect credit score. But I'm here to tell you, with almost no income, you can have a perfect score. It's just a game, so let's play. All you have to do is send me $19.99. I'm kidding. That's what it sounded like I was doing a sales pitch, but I'm not selling anything. I'm probably stupid for doing that. I should probably think of something to sell you so that I could get rich. But I don't, and I'm broke, and who knows, I might be evicted tomorrow. I'm about to tell you something. No joke. I think the whole embargo of evicting people is being lifted, so they're going to try and evict everybody in where I live. I'm about to tell you something none of the financial advisors will tell you. New creditors don't care about old creditors, and they forgive and forget, and they're quick to do it. In fact, let me edit that. All creditors are willing to forgive and forget, even old creditors. Unless, people are people. Unless they just one of those hard-nosed people that, yeah, he owes us $300. Don't give him a dime and more. But sir, now he's worth like $30,000. I don't care. Don't give him a dime more credit. Anyway, so what do creditors care about? You pay credit, right? You pay on time, right? You've paid debt for a long time. That's it. Can you build credit with a bankruptcy or $1,000 in debt or bad credit? Yes. How? Make it look like you're a different person. Play the game and new creditors will literally assume the old you was just going through hard times. And I'm not joking. I'm not even joking about that. They will send you letters saying, is everything okay now? Literally, your creditors will send you letters that you'd expect to get from like your grandma. Oh, is everything all right? I heard you were not. Because they have all this information about you. So they get downright personal. I heard you were in the hospital. Is everything okay now? Is everything all right? You're gonna be on track now? You're gonna pay off your debts now? All right. Let's get this ball rolling. Is there anything I can get you? Can I send you a Starbucks gift card? I have them all up in my bank account. All up in there. Hey, why don't you try this for free? Yeah, I have a bank account. I don't have any money, but I have a bank. I have a bank account, right? If you're wondering, I did in fact at one time have a perfect credit score. So you're getting this from the horse's mouth. In fact, they share info so much they'll start offering you credit if you switch up your credit habits. That's true too. How is the question, right? Fake it. What do I mean by fake it? Build credit, small scale, and they'll read into it like you've done something big. The credit unions will report how wonderful you are with $20 a month. Let's start from the beginning. No matter where you are financially right now, start small and build. Now, this video is assuming the absolute worst of you. I'm assuming that you have terrible credit, that you are in debt, that you haven't paid off all sorts of bills and blah, 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 right? So that's where we're starting. You have a bankruptcy on you, everything. This is what I'm assuming. So first we're going to get a secured credit card. You fork over $50 to $200. I would say fork over as much as you can. $200 for a secured credit card, I believe, is the limit. I might be wrong about that, but try and fork over $200. Now, for some people, $200 is too much. Can you fork over 50? Can you handle $50? Okay. And I mean, if you have to scrape and scrounge, start eating ramen noodles for a few months, scrape up that $50. That means do not be drinking Starbucks coffee every morning. You know, some of us say, I don't have the money. Then you look at their habits. Well, that's my lifestyle. No, no, no. You're in debt. You don't have a lifestyle. Please stop it. This is your rich dad talking, right? Your rich internet dad talking. You don't have a lifestyle. If you're in debt, you don't have a lifestyle. The things you've done, there are consequences for what you have done. And here are the consequences. You must go through sacrifice to build yourself up. I'm being motivational here. You gotta sacrifice to build yourself up. Now, you fork over $200, they give you a credit card. Not a debit card. It's a credit card with a limit of how much you gave them. That's why I say try and give them $200. Here's what you do. Also, when you get ready to do it, a lot of times, let's say you forked over $50 and you happen upon $50 that week, you can send in that $50. Check with them, but there's like a grace period of a few days or a week or something where you can put your security deposit with them. Check with them, but right? So maybe you can give them more. Say you didn't give them the full 200, but you got 50, then you got 100. You can check with them to see what's the grace period of that deposit, and they'll take it. Having more is better because that's your credit limit on that card, and you want a big credit limit, as big as you possibly can under the circumstances. Now, here's what you do. Put your cell phone bill or something that's small, something that's tiny, and something that you must pay. And when I say you must pay, I'm talking about something that you think you must pay. You don't have to pay anything, right? I'm of the school where you don't have to pay anything. Like my mama said, I don't have to be anything but be black and die, right? You don't have to pay anything. But some of you are of the mindset in this modern area that you must pay your cell phone bill, right? Can't be without your cell phone. So that's a really good place to start. Put your cell phone bill on that credit card and put it on automatic pay. Ooh, that's scary. For some people, they've never heard of automatic pay. It's a foreign word to them, automatic pay. I wish you would automatic pay. You see, you all always take that out of my check before the check comes, so then I have to post date the check. I can't be doing that automatic pay. But you put the cell phone on automatic pay on that secured card or anything, something small that you know you will pay every month. Then every month, on or before the due date of the card, so when it's on automatic pay, it's withdrawn immediately when the bill comes due on the cell phone. That has nothing to do with the credit card due date. So on and before the credit card due date, you pay off the credit card. So what are we doing with this secured card? Absolutely nothing other than paying off the cell phone bill, right? We're not using this as a debit card. We're not using this. All right? That's not what we're doing. We're being very strict with this. I had a T-Mobile phone, and my bill was $50 a month. I don't know how much you all's are, but mine was $50. 6 months later, I got a deposit back on the secured card. 6 months after that, I got my credit limit raised without even asking. And a year after that, it was raised again to $1,000. That's not that big of a deal, $1,000, but it made my credit score jump up because two things happened. I now had credit history, I had proof of payments, and my debt to credit ratio fell off a cliff. I went from owing $50 each month compared to $100 credit limit that I put initially with the card to $200, then $1,000. So at the end, the $50 to $1,000 made me look like Daddy Warbucks. 10 cool points if you comment on who that is for all the new kids. Here's part 2 of the game. Because you just finished all 3 things I said creditors want, after you get your deposit back, now start opening up new credit cards. If someone offers you a card with no annual fee, all of this is about no annual fee. Everything, even the secured card. Check to make sure that the secured card is not charging you an annual fee just for having a card. They're out there, keep looking, but no annual fee. Take it. Take the credit cards with no annual fee. More credit means that debt to credit ratio will help it fall off a cliff even more, right? So instead of $50 to $1,000, it's $50 to $5,000, right? That ratio is just going to go drop. Then you can start getting sophisticated with it. Open up a bank account and take out a loan for $1,000. They know you can pay it off with your credit cards. This gives you even more credit history. You don't need the loan, but you're taking out the loan anyway, right? You ever hear about that? They give money to people who don't need it. Okay, now you're in that position. You're one of those people that does not need the loan. And secondly, work your way up to an American Express card and repeat the putting your cell phone on it and paying it off. I believe that's called revolving credit. No, it's not revolving credit. I'm sorry. Those you have to pay off each month. Of the American Express cards, you have to pay off each month. Sorry, I had a full script written about this all formally, and then I got sidetracked because nobody watched the first video. But here we are. So if we're keeping track at home, a year later we have about five credit cards, a bank loan we pay on monthly, an American Express card we have your cell phone on that we pay off monthly also. In 15 years, you'll have a perfect credit score. I'm joking. It'll take about 2 years, tops. It'll probably take about a year and a half, something like that. You're doing all of this that you're doing, and you have all the credit cards, and the financial advisors will tell you, make sure you only have 1 or 2 credit cards. They're crazy. I have no idea where they're getting that from. Get as many credit cards as you possibly can. No annual fee. Do you hear me? Remember, get more cards because that ups your debt to credit limit ratio, and it ups your credit limit. So if you get a new card with $1,000 limit on it, that's good. 5,000, that's good. 10,000, that's good. That's fine. You remember during the credit crisis, and all the credit card companies started downgrading everybody's credit limit? Yeah, see? They were afraid people would start not paying off their credit cards. Right about now, you might be wondering, what can you do with a perfect credit score? You can refinance your house for white people's mortgage rate. Although that sounds funny, and although it sounds like I'm joking, I'm not. White people, in general, have a much better mortgage rate than black people, specifically black people. They target black people and give them subprime loans, even with perfect credit scores. So if you're going to refinance your house, get a lawyer. Have a lawyer look over the work of the paperwork, and get a financial lawyer. Don't get just any lawyer. Get a financial lawyer. Get a tax attorney. Somebody who's really into finance. And that's all that they do. It's a big deal. You're going to pay a lawyer all that money? Yep. Why? Because he could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can refinance your car. You can have him look over that too. Apply for government grants. Open up a business with a business loan with your perfect credit score. If you don't have business history, they go off of your personal credit score. So now you have a perfect credit score. Open up that business and take out business loans with that perfect credit score. Open up revolving credit for your business. Get store credit cards with your perfect credit score. In fact, once you get the perfect credit score, it's time to really unlock everything that you possibly can. Get big box do-it-yourself tools and supply credit cards at a contractor rate. What's that? Yes. Now you can buy everything at contractor rates instead of general public rates. And because you have a perfect credit score, now even the contractor rates are even better because now you can do that with credit. A perfect score pops the cap off of a lot of things in life, and you can do this even if you have bad credit on your record. Now, the experts will tell you to pay those off, but if you're at the 4-year mark and this is what I'm telling you is going to take you 2 years, that's 6 years that we're talking about. Go ahead and ignore it. I'm saying if you have a debt on your credit that you haven't paid off for 4 years, and you're just now starting this, and we're talking about 2 years in advance is the plan. That means 6 years will have gone by the time this is finished. Go ahead and ignore it because it falls off your credit record at 7 years. Some stuff doesn't fall off, but that's shenanigans, and that's something that you should look at. That's when you start saying this shouldn't be on my score. It's been 7 years. Yes, do that now. But if it's relatively brand new, when you get all those credit cards, call up the companies and ask them to reduce it like 10 cents on the dollar. So, $1,000 debt, you ask if they'll take $100. They will. Because by the time you're calling, it's a debt collecting company. They're happy to get anything. They paid probably 50 cents to take your debt. Really, serious. I'm being serious. They don't just take your debt. They take like a whole group of debt. These are all bad credit that the company's going to write off. Okay, we'll take all of that for $10,000. But the actual debt is something like $250,000, right? They paid pennies on the dollars for your debt. So if you offer $100, even if it was $1,000, they'll take it. You have to negotiate, which is another lesson. All those credit debt collectors, they're talking about, yeah, you used to owe $1,000. Now with our fees, it's up to $2,000. No, they're happy to get anything. There is no fee. All of that is not real. It's not true. It's just something that they made up. And they're hoping that people will get scared and pay them the extra money. They paid about 10 cents for your debt. Anything that you pay them is profit. And that's no joke. Now, any questions? Write all your questions in the comment section. Thank you. I actually like doing these videos. I wish more people would watch them. Thank you.